for the vimukti. One is called the pravritti marga, or the path of sense enjoyment, and the other is called nivritti marga, or the path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior, and the path of sacrifice for the supreme cause is superior. The material existence of the living being is a distinct condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence or Brahmabhuta existence, where life is eternal, blissful and full of knowledge. Material existence is temporary, illusory and full of miseries. There is no happiness at all. There is just the futile attempt to get rid of the miseries. And temporary cessation of misery is falsely called happiness. Therefore, the path of progressive material enjoyment, which is temporary, miserable and illusory, is inferior. But devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which leads one to eternal, blissful and all-cognizant life, is called the superior quality of occupation. This is sometimes polluted when mixed with the inferior quality. For example, adoption of devotional service for material gain is certainly an obstruction to the progressive path of renunciation. Renunciation or abnegation for ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment in the diseased condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptoms of disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord must be pure in quality, that is, without the least desire for material enjoyment. One should therefore accept the superior quality of occupation in the form of the devotional service of the Lord, without any tinge of unnecessary desire, fruitive activity, and philosophical speculation. This alone can lead one to perpetual solace in his service. We have purposely denoted dharma as occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate his activities with his eternal relation with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna is the central pivot of living beings, and he is the all-attractive living entity or eternal form amongst all other living beings or eternal forms. Each and every living being has his eternal form in the spiritual existence, and Krishna is the eternal attraction for all of them. Krishna is the complete whole, and everything else is his part and parcel. The relation is one of the servant and the served. It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. This relation of servant and the served is the most congenial form of intimacy. One can realize it as devotional service progresses. Everyone should engage himself in that transcendental loving service of the Lord, even in the present conditional state of material existence. That will gradually give one the clue to actual life and please him to complete satisfaction. Om ajnanatimidandasya jnananjana salakaya chakshurmilitam yena tasmai shri guruve namaha shri chaitanya manobishtam स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. What is your name? Vatsal Shah. आपका? Chandan. Sadak. What is it? Sagar Bopla. Sagar. अच्छा अच्छा. Rakesh Rathod. We just finished first chapter of Śrimad Bhagavatam. So in the last chapter, the sages have asked 6 questions to in Naimisharanya. There are, and then they asked to Suta Goswami, and then Suta Goswami has started replying. So the first question was, how the, by doing what activities, how does the soul is satisfied? What is the most beneficial activity to the soul? All of you should know that we have different aspects in our body, right? Like we have this gross body, right? And then we have mind, then we have intelligence, then there is a soul, right? Do you all agree? Sagar, right? There is a soul, right? That is you. And then you have mind. Then there is intelligence, right? And then there is this body. All of us right now we are engaged in satisfying the body, right? All the we wake up early in the morning, take bath, eat, go to work. How to satisfy the mind? How to satisfy the intelligence? How to satisfy the soul? Right? So is it required to satisfy other things? Other things, body, mind, intelligence. Vasant, right? What is your name? Chandan. Chandan, is it required? Have you thought about it any time? How to satisfy the mind? Do you know what is mind? Huh? Right? Actually, nobody thinks about all these things. Right? Nobody thinks. This goes on. Like, animals. Actually, animals are better than us, Have you seen animals thinking about future? Right? They don't secure money for the future. They don't even preserve foodstuffs also for future. Right? The peculiarity of the animals is that they don't, as soon as the children, they become capable of arranging their own food, the parents leave the children. Yeah, have you seen? Right? So they don't have a monthly income, right? And they don't have any saving schemes, right? They don't, right? They are very, and then they don't have to wear clothes. They don't have to build houses, dream houses on Juhu beach, right? They are very, very renounced. Is it not? They are very, very renounced. Like that. That is actually because of ajnana. But still it is vairagya, From animals we can learn, that they are happy without accumulating. Why should I accumulate? For 10 generations. All these politicians and all, they that is why Prabhupada said, democracy means demon crazy, right? the funny part of democracy is that nowadays in Mumbai they have a system where database of servants, right? They check out if they have any previous criminal records, and then suppose if they are imprisoned or something like that, then they convicts, or they came out of the jail. So we think, right, to employ them, we think twice, is it not? Mataji, will you employ? Will you employ somebody who has a conviction record? Because we are afraid, that they will steal. Is it not? The children, we cannot leave them safe with the children, because we don't feel safe that children will be protected, right? But we are giving a chabi of our deshka tijori to the criminals. Right? We vote for them. Right? We vote for them to rule our rulers. And then what they are doing? They simply loot us. And then you are electing some criminals, and then you are expecting them to give a very good administration. How do you expect? Right? So this is a very important aspect that we need a king, we need a ruler, who can actually teach us all these things, all these things, that how to satisfy the soul, right? So so the question arises, so this how to satisfy the soul. Before that, we should know the constitution of the soul. So what is dharma? So dharma, like people loosely translate into religion, right? But actually dharma is not equivalent to religion. Religion means is based on faith. Is it not? It is based on faith. Today I am a Christian, tomorrow I can convert into Hindu. Today I am a Hindu, I can convert into Christian. Or Musliman can become Hindu, or Hindu can become Musliman. So this is based on faith. But Prabhupada translated, dharma. You can see, right, in the purport. We have purposefully denoted dharma as occupational because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. For example, what is the quality of the, how do you recognize salt? Saltness. How do you recognize sugar? Sweetness. Right? So Prabhupada said, dharma of sugar is to be sweet. Dharma of salt is to be salty. Right? So you cannot separate the quality of being salty from salt. Right? In the same way, dharma of a soul is to serve. Right? Dharma of a soul is to serve. If you see, all of us are serving or not? Can you show any person who is not serving in this world? Kyo, Santosh? Everybody is serving, right? Everybody is serving. So the question arises, whom should we serve? right? So that the soul will be satisfied. So what is soul? I am. Right? I am. Now, in this modern civilization, everybody is trying to satisfy the body, everybody is trying to satisfy the mind, some people are trying to satisfy the intellect, but nobody is trying to satisfy themselves. You know, the scriptures, they talk about selfishness, right? Selfishness. Prabhupada says, we should be selfish, right? Everybody teaches us we should be selfless, right? स्वार्थ, अरे खुद गर्ज ऐसा, हिंदी में खुद गर्ज बोलते हैं ना, अरे खुद गर्ज आदमी है, अरे सेल्फिश आदमी है, we take it, we give a bad, wrong, you know, antecedent, that, you know, that but Vedas, Bhagavatam teaches us that we all should be selfish. Right? Krishna is also telling, Nanvadda mai kurvanti kushala swartha darshinaha. And then ahaituky avyavahita bhaktim atmapriyayatha. So, you know. So, we should be selfish. What it means to be selfish? How to satisfy? No, not soul. Myself. Because I am the soul. So it is very important, you know, to know what will satisfy myself. What will satisfy myself? Because I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not intelligence, I am the soul. So whatever activities now we are doing, you know, are nothing connected to the soul. Nothing connected to the soul. So that is why, in spite of making very huge progress in the terms of technology and material comforts, people are unhappy. Right? People are unhappy. Right? Now, you know, like last month we went to Vrindavan. There is a huge rush in Vrindavan. There is no place to walk. There is no place to park the vehicles. There is no place to find, you know, the, you know, lodges and all. Everywhere packed. Right? I think one year back or something, we went to Tirupati. I didn't get darshan only. You know, so much rush. Then I was commenting that the scientists have failed. You know, the scientists have failed to prove that God doesn't exist. That is why so many people are coming. Right? So many people are coming. So, so why people are coming to the temples? Right? You know, even in America also, you know, Russia also, why people have taken Bhagavad Gita? You know, Prabhupada, he went to Russia in 1971, 72. So he made a very nice comment that when compared to European countries and America, Russians are very poor and they are very unhappy. They are very unhappy. Then Prabhupada said, you know, you distribute Bhagavad Gitas, they will take it up. So in 1986, when it opened up, people used to stand in the queue to purchase Bhagavad Gita in Russia. And they didn't have enough news, you know, this paper to print Bhagavad Gita. Very important. So, how to satisfy the soul? You know, we should know that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamai vamsho jivaloke jivabhuta sanatana manashashtendriyani prakritistani karshati. Every soul is my part and parcel. Is my part and parcel. So, that is why, how to satisfy myself or how to satisfy the soul is described, that we should, because I am part and parcel of Krishna, I have a direct connection with Krishna. Right? So, the a part and parcel means, just like there is a machine and there is a screw. The screw is a part and parcel of machine. The screw has a value as long as it is attached to the machine. The screw, when it falls down on the floor, then it has no value. In the same way, the soul is a part and parcel of Krishna. So, as long as we are connected to Krishna, the soul has value. Otherwise, it is. So, because we are disconnected from the soul, from the super soul, Krishna, that is why there is dissatisfaction in all our hearts. Right? So, that is why it is mentioned that the paro dharma means the supreme. Para means supreme. Dharma means occupation. So, the supreme occupation of every living entity is to serve Krishna. Savai puṁsāṁ paro dharma yato bhaktir adhokṣaje. Right? Ahaituky apratihatā yayātmā suprasīdati. Right? Suprasīdati, that is the word. To completely satisfy the self. Completely satisfy the self. So, how the bhakti should be there, it is also described. Ahaituky means causeless, right? And then apratihatā means uninterrupted. Uninterrupted. Can you give some example how devotional service is uninterrupted?
Maybe can it be like, whatever we are doing, like even if you are cooking, you are cooking for Krishna, if you are working outside, we feel that Lakshmi is putting in devotional service. Then other devotional service what we do. So then there's uninterrupted throughout the day, we feel that this is balance. So there's always a bell ringing. So we have to be balanced. So it's uninterrupted.
Concern with Krishna. So we can relate to the, we can expand ourselves. So we become ourselves. Everything become ourselves.
There is some issue with the ceiling of the AC. So every half an hour is to switch off.
Just like uninterrupted means once you start performing devotional service, if it is pure devotional service, causeless, then life after life it won't stop. So give an example. Yeah, Jada Bharat. Right? He was Bharat Maharaj and then he became a deer. So when even if he became a deer also, he remembered that he practiced Krishna consciousness. So he was not like other deer. He was only in the ashram taking prasad and all. Then he left his body, then he became Jada Bharat, then again he remembered. So wherever we go, devotional service is uninterrupted. So in the same way, in our present life also, nothing can stop us from doing devotional service. It can be uninterrupted. Suppose, at home, people are objecting, what you will do? Huh? Simple. Suppose they take away your mala, they are stopping you from chanting Hare Krishna. What will you do? Huh? Fingers. Right? Nobody can stop you. Like one lady, she was complaining, Prabhuji, my husband and in-laws, they are not allowing me to chant. Then your mind is yours. Tongue is yours. Chant. Nobody can stop you, right? Suppose they give you food and all. Right? Offer to Krishna mentally and eat. Right? So, then there is one book, Salted Bread. Anybody read Salted Bread? Huh? So, yeah. So the Russian devotees, they were actually imprisoned in a Siberian jail. And they were giving them bread and all that. Right? So what they were doing, so they said, we are not going to, so they were actually drying that bread, because they have taken away their kantimala, they have taken away their bead bags, like that. And then they were actually, they dried those beads, they dried that bread and they made beads out of this dried bread. And then they were chanting on that. And they were actually, doing arti, imaginary. They drew a picture of, Radha and Krishna on the wall, and then, they were doing, agrabatti, they were doing lamp, they were offering water, everything, imaginary. Like that. Everything is going on. Everything is going on. And that prisoner, that jailer is very, very, cruel fellow. He released bulldogs on the devotees. And then they started chanting Narasimha prayer very loudly. Very loudly. And then the dogs came very near and they just sat down. They didn't harm the devotees. So later on, the jailer and the whole family met with an accident and died. Right? So, Prabhupada, actually nowadays we don't follow, but Prabhupada said, these liars means, I hope no lawyer here. Lawyers means liars. Liars. And they simply loot you. So Prabhupada actually did not want ISKCON to fight legal cases and all that. So when devotees were arrested in Australia, Prabhupada said, what is the, like once, Shyam Sundar Prabhu and all, Malati Mataji, they were informing Prabhupada, Prabhupada, next week onwards we will not be there because we are going to jail. Because they were, before joining ISKCON, they were involved in some drug dealings. So they got a conviction. And then, oh, no problem, Krishna is also born in jail. No problem, don't worry, Krishna will protect you. Then Prabhupada said, don't worry, when the devotees were arrested because they were chanting Hare Krishna on the streets, Australia, they were arresting. Prabhupada said, because in America and Western countries, two people are very rich. You know who? Lawyers and dentists. Because they don't brush, properly. So, Prabhupada said, very expensive lawyers. Prabhupada said, don't waste money. You are staying in the jail, no problem. Chant Hare Krishna, worship Krishna. Krishna will release you, may help you. So they were chanting Hare Krishna in the jails, and then they were not eating, and then they attracted the press. And the press people are coming and say, these Hare Krishnas are chanting, they were not eating anything. So the policemen and all, they are disturbed, by their Sankirtan. By their Sankirtan. Then they attracted the press, and then there is a hue and cry that, police are harassing devotees. Then court has declared that, please release them, they are not doing anything illegal. Uninterrupted, whether you go to jail, whether you are at home, wherever you are, if you are determined, you can actually continue to practice devotional service. No, wherever you are. Right? What is ahaituky? Yeah, without any causeless. Causeless means, Prabhupada defined, there is something called mixed devotional service. Right? These Christians, everybody, they're Muslims, everybody is doing devotional service. Like Christians, they go to church and they pray, oh God, give us our daily bread. Right? Communists were saying, see, you are going to church and praying that give us our daily bread, but Jesus Christ is not giving. But you ask us, oh communists, please give us our bread. So they would then they were say they are giving bread. See, we are better, so worship us like that, they were misguiding people. So that is Prabhupada said, give us love. It is not love of God, it is love of bread. Right? Love of bread. And then Hindus also, they go to every Tuesday they have to fast for Hanuman. Saturday? Saturday Ganpati, Tuesday Ganpati, Thursday Sai Baba, Friday Lakshmi Devi, Sunday Sun God, Saturday Navagrahas, right? Then Monday Lord Shiva, right? There is no place for Krishna, right? And they ask, please, God, make my daughter get married, find a job for my son, my business is not doing well. These are all, there is nothing wrong in asking God, because, just like, sometimes, a son goes and asks father, please, purchase a motorbike. Is it wrong? Nothing wrong. Right? But in higher sense, actually we don't have to ask. Because, just like, children, they don't go to parents and ask, oh mama, oh daddy, please, give me food, I am feeling hungry. Okay, does any child ask? This girl asks. You provide the food, right? You provide the food. The child doesn't have to ask. In the same way, we don't have to ask Krishna, give me this, give me that, because just like parents know what is my necessity, in the same way God also knows. But still we ask. That is nothing wrong. But that is not the highest level of devotional service. That is not the highest thing. Right? So, causeless means, that is mixed devotional service. Go and ask Krishna, I want this, I want this, I want this. But there is nothing wrong. But that is not the highest devotional service. So, highest devotional service is to not ask anything from Krishna. Only one thing you should ask from Krishna. What is that? Only one thing. What can I do for you? Right? Everywhere, in all samsthas and all, you go and, they teach you how to take from God. You know why, Chandan, do you know why the bells are there in the temple? Like, especially in South India, we are very fond of, ringing the bells. You know why? Because, most of the temples, Lord is sleeping. So you wake up the Lord, wake up the ting, 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 ting. Then, like Lord, cosmic bell boy, Just like, you ring the bell, and then the peon comes. Huh? Peon comes. And then said, "Kya chahiye sahab?" Said, "Chai leke aao, coffee leke aao." Right? So you ring the bell, ting, 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 ting. Then the Lord wakes up, "Kya chahiye?" "Then हमारा बेटी का शादी करा दो." हस्बैंड ढूंढो. अरे मेरा भगवान का काम है. अरे तुम ढूंढो ना. बेटा का शादी नौकरी भगवान ढूंढेगा. Right? So Prabhupada said, God is not your order supplier. This is the Hinduism. God is a order supplier. But in ISKCON, Prabhupada taught, everywhere, they take from God. In ISKCON, we teach to give it to God. Does God want? Huh? What? Prabhupada gave a very beautiful example. Does anybody remember in this regard? Why we should give it to God? Prabhupada, so like, suppose a father brings a bunch of chocolates, right, and gives to the child, and the child opens the packet and gives the first chocolate to father. Father is very, very pleased. Because, does father need? No, because he only brought. But that son has showed love. Right? Son has showed love. In the same way, we should learn. Right? We should learn what can I give it to God? Right? You know what God wants from us? Very good. Mind. No? We should give our mind to Krishna. Because he lost his mind in he lost his mind in Vrindavan. Right? When we do anything, there are three things: mind, body, and words. Mind, body, and words. This is called Trikarna Shuddhi. Mind, body, and Manasa, Vacha, Karmana. How many of you do puja every day? Aarti and all. Have you observed that, like you start offering agarbatti, right? You ring the bell and chant the mantra, right? Yesha dhupa samarpayami, klim krishnaya namaha, right? Then after some time, the mind, you are yantrika, means you become mechanical. It becomes mechanical. You are ringing the bell, you are chanting mantra, and then you are revolving, offering, but mind is roaming. So according to Sri Vaishnava sources, that the Lord comes to take your offering as soon as mind goes away. Krishna also goes away. Your mind is gone, I am also going. So you are simply artificially, mechanically offering. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, only body is purified by such a mechanical offering, and sins are reduced, but you don't get a spiritual benefit by doing that offering. So mind is very important. So you, while doing arti, while doing seva, you should, mind should be with you. Right? But is it easy? Very difficult. So what we should do? Huh? What should we do? Huh?
Bring the mind desire to joy.
More and more chanting.
First of all, realize.
Very good, very good. Yeah. First of all, this is a very good point. First of all, we should realize that mind is not with me. Mind is going everywhere. Right? Half of the problem is solved when you recognize the problem. Sometimes, in our personal lives also, when we recognize our faults, then it is easy to rectify ourselves. But many people, they don't even like to acknowledge that they have a problem. Right? They don't like to. You go and tell Prabhuji, you are having anger problem or lust problem or anything. They no, I never become angry. Right? We say like that. We don't like to, these, especially these mind, this envy, illusion and pride. They are subtle, more than, so, sometimes we may agree also. Oh, somebody says, you are a very angry person. Sometimes I may agree. But somebody comes and says, you are an envious person, we will not agree. Because that is more subtle, That this being angry and all very obvious. But, envious, we cannot actually ascertain that somebody, what is in their heart and all, unless I recognize. Is it not? Anyway, recognize the problem first. It's a good point. Then, who has given us mind?
Krishna.
Very good. Yeah, Krishna has given, right? You and I have not given, right? You will not. So, we pray to Krishna, my dear Lord, I am defeated. I am defeated. Your Maya is very strong. You are also very strong, strongest. But I am very weak. Please take, this mind is troubling me a lot. Take your mind. It is yours, your property. Take your mind. This is called surrender. Right? We should, so this is called ahaituky, means we should not desire anything from Krishna. Rather, we should give it to Krishna. Right? So, mind, intelligence, our money and our prana, everything we should give it to Krishna. That is ahaituky. So, how to satisfy the soul? Now all of you discuss and tell me. No, get into pairs and discuss. 2 minutes. How to satisfy the soul? इधर turn right, turn left, turn left. किधर है दूसरा माइक? रेडी? Who will first? Yeah.
Sir, so ultimately what we are trying to do is satisfy, basically through chanting we are focused, achieving your focus. And why we are achieving your focus? Because we want to pray to the God. And what we do to pray to the God? We basically surrendering ourselves to the God. So when we surrendering to the God, and the best way what I could see is a service. Through service, we can surrender ourselves and we can connect to the Supreme Soul. So for me, what I understood is the purpose of soul is to serve and connect with the Supreme.
Very good. Yeah. Purushottam? Yeah.
Like we can, Hare Krishna, we can like satisfy the soul through like mansa, vacha and pramana, and which we can do with like uninterrupted devotional service and motiveless service.
Yeah. Oh.
By doing some work which will not create any reaction.
Huh?
By doing the work, such kind of work which will not have any reaction. There will be no karma reaction.
No. Anyone else? Ladies? Newcomers? Yeah, you want to say something?
By uninterrupted devotion.
उसको टर्न कर दो ना, पीछे घुमा दो. हाँ हाँ.
By doing interrupted devotion.
Uninterrupted. Very good.
And full serving to God.
Yeah. You want to say something? Huh? Ladies? बोलो अलका माता जी.
We can satisfy our soul by giving everything to Krishna. Our mind, our words, then our body by doing devotional service, even our money and even our prana.
Yeah. So by doing devotional service, uninterrupted and ahaituky, causeless. Please take away point from this class is don't perform devotional service. Even if perform, no problem, but don't perform devotional service expecting something from Krishna. The beauty of, I will tell you, remember this, vimunchanti yada kaman manavo manasi sthitan tarhi eva pundrikaksha, yad bhagavataya kalpate. This is told by Prahlad Maharaj. My dear Lord, those devotees who become completely free from all material desires, they will achieve opulences equal to you. Suppose you go and ask, I want a beautiful wife. You are stuck with a beautiful wife, that's all. Right? It's a going, like Pariksha, Prithu Maharaj says, going and asking Krishna something material, just like kingdom, or a post, or a beautiful wife, or wealth, or building, cars, and all this, it is just like, you go to a king or a prime minister, and the prime minister will tell you, ask anything, I will give. Then you say, no, please give me 101 rupee donation. Prime minister is saying to ask, right? Ask for some 100 crores or whatever, right? Like that. Like that, going to Krishna and asking for material things is just like as foolish as a person going and asking a king 101 rupees. What you should ask? You should go and ask Krishna, I want you. Right? Other day I narrated that pastime. Have anybody heard? Last Saturday in the Bhagavatam class, Krishna gives himself to his covered boyfriends. Anybody heard? Huh? Huh? Did anyone? Nobody hears Bhagavatam class, huh? Huh?
Last Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday. Huh?
On his birthday, they
Yeah.
flowers and all.
Yeah. You should. So, by becoming free from material desires, what will happen? Huh? No. You achieve the same opulence equal to Krishna. You become like God. What is the condition? Huh? What is the condition? Becoming completely free from material desires. In another verse, in 6th canto Bhagavatam, Maharaj Chitraketu says, my dear Lord, those who have controlled their mind and senses and become free from material desires, they can conquer you. How to conquer Krishna? By becoming free from material desires and controlling the mind and the senses. So it's very important. So that is why Prahlad Maharaj is saying, you can keep this prayer. This is from 7th canto, 10th chapter, on your mirror or something, right? Because Lord Nishingadev, he is asking again and again, Prahlad, I have come, I want to give you some benediction. Ask. But Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I am not a vainik. I am not a merchant. I do some service, you give me something. Right? No, I am not doing devotional service for profit. No. My visit should not be wasted. Ask something. Then Prahlad Maharaj said, it's a very iconic prayer, that yadi dasyasi me kaman, varam stvam varadarshaba, kamanam hridi asamroham, bhavatastu vrunevaram. My dear Lord, O best of the givers of benediction, varam stvam varadarshaba, if at all you want to give me benediction, give me this one benediction, that whatever desire is there in the core of my heart, remove it. Right? This is your job. You do that. If you want to give benediction, please remove the not desire, in the core of my heart, because we don't know what desire is there, in my heart. Right? Vishwamitra Muni did not know what is there. Prabhu said, after doing so much tapasya, inside his core of his heart, there was a desire to enjoy with a woman. As soon as Manaka came, he fell down. He accepted. Right? We don't know. So that, but Krishna knows, because Krishna is present in our heart. So that is why Prahlad Maharaj is saying, my dear Lord, if at all you want to give me, I don't want any benediction, but if at all you want to give me any benediction, remove the desire within my core of my heart. Huh? 7th canto, 10th chapter. AC ऑफ कर दो थोड़ी देर के लिए, ठंडी लग रहा है ना. अभी गर्म हो जाएगा, थोड़ा क्विज करेंगे. What what I am doing is, I will share this on questions. Do it on your phone only or notebook and correct yourself only. RRD ग्रुप में डाल दिया मैंने. इधर ही है स्विच, ऑफ कर दो. हाँ क्या?
रिपेयर किया तो अभी ऑन ऑफ हो जाएगा ऑटोमेटिक. फुल जी ना स्विच ऑफ.
बहुत ठंडी लग रहा है.
बंद कर.
सेंसस RRD ग्रुप में डाल दिया मैंने. हाँ अच्छा अच्छा, यू आर नॉट दर्शन ग्रुप में. No, all the characteristics. 3 marks. 3 marks. There bracket में जो लिखा है ना, 3 marks you will get. Half a point, half a mark for one each characteristic. बाकी लोग डर गया, जो डर गया वो मर गया. किधर है प्रसाद? नीचे? ठीक है. आपने बनाया?
एक पैराशूट बोर्ड है. अभी सीधा दिखना है. पैराशूट
बोर्ड है?
पैराशूट बोर्ड ये दिख रहा है.
अच्छा, अपना नाम लिखो. नाम लिखा? हाँ? क्या है? अपना नाम लिखो ना.
ये मेरा ही नाम है.
क्लासी. क्लासी है. अच्छा. अरे आंसर करो रवि. यू आर नॉट आंसरिंग. But you are hearing the classes, na? Try. आप लोग शेयर मत करो. Help. You are not on the group. उसको व्हाट्सएप कर दो ना, का नंबर लेके.